You came into the world screaming, not from pain, but from the heat. The hut was already burning. Red sky, red flames, red screams. Your first breath wasn't air, it was smoke. Your first lullaby was the sound of your mother's heartbeat, panicked and fading as she wrapped you in wet cloth and ran. You were a firebender, not by choice, by curse. In your village, that meant something. It meant whispers behind cracked doors. It meant your mother teaching you how to tuck your fingers tight, as if hiding the flame inside your palms would keep the world at bay. It meant your father staring too long into the fire at night, like it might answer for birthing you, this way. The tea, first time your anger got out, just a spark, a flicker in the market, the world ended. They came that night, red armor, iron boots. You were 7. They didn't knock. They didn't ask. They called you an honor, branded your wrist, and took you. But honor doesn't feel like shackles, or silence, or the smell of burnt cloth in a cart full of other trembling children. It feels like something has died, and you don't know what yet. They take your name first, scrub it clean from your mouth like ash. You're a number now, stamped, spoken, shouted. You don't speak unless spoken to. You don't cry unless it's rage. Here, they teach you to flinch at kindness, not pain, to strike without thought, to burn before you breathe. Your bunkmate once asked where you came from. He vanished the next day. They say fire doesn't ask questions. Fire doesn't pause. Fire consumes. And so, you learn to consume. You burn paper targets until your arms shake. Then you burn dummies shaped like people. Then you burn side by side with others who tremble just like you. At night, you press your branded wrist to the cold metal bed frame. You dream of your old village, of the smell of rice, of cracked bowls. And then you dream of setting it all on fire. Not from hatred, but because something inside whispers that maybe, if it all turns to ash, you'll stop remembering. And maybe then, you'll finally sleep. You descend on the town like a storm. Orders clear. No killing, just fear. Torch the sky, shake the earth. Make them believe fire walks on 2 legs. You move in formation. Eyes ahead. Fingers curled. The village wakes in screams. A hut buckles under heat. Timbers crack like ribs. And then, a child. Small. Barefoot. Ash-smudged face. She crawls through smoke, screaming for her brother. You freeze. For the first time since the academy, your fire doesn't answer. It sputters. It waits, like it's asking why. The officer doesn't ask. He moves past you, a blur of red and fury, and the hut disappears in flame. You don't see the girl again. Just the sound, that sound. It splits you down the middle. Later, he claps your shoulder. Well-timed hesitation, he says. Perfect distraction. You nod. You say nothing. You look at your hands like they aren't yours. At night, your bed frame stays cold, but your palms burn, because now you know what fire can't fix, and you start to wonder, if it ever could. You start missing on purpose. Not by much, just enough. Flames go wide. Targets remain standing. You cough during drills, limp during marches. They call it fatigue. You let them. But lies rot fast in this place. And doubt has a scent. One morning, you're pulled from formation. No cuffs. No threats. Just a quiet hallway that echoes like a tomb. Your old mentor waits inside, the man who taught you to shape fire like a blade. He doesn't raise his voice. He only asks, "Do you still believe in what we are?" You try to answer. You try to lie, but your voice wavers like candlelight. He nods once, and that's enough. You're shipped to the volcano fortress by nightfall, chains on your wrists, a red moon watching. Here the air tastes of sulfur and silence. The walls pulse with heat. You hear screams through the stone. Some are yours. No one speaks of loyalty here. Only survival. You tried to rebel with restraint. Now, restraint is gone. They didn't just burn your name. They're coming for your soul. They leave you in the pit for 3 days. No water, no light, only heat, rising from the stone like breath from a buried god. Then they come, not to torture, not to kill, to offer. The emblem of the black blaze gleams in the commander's palm, a mask of iron and ash. Wear this, he says, and become more than fire. You hear the second part in silence, or become nothing at all. You study the mask. You imagine your mother's voice whispering behind a curtain of smoke. Hide your hands. Never let them see. You look up, you smile, and you say no, not in words, but in flame. It bursts from your chest like breath held too long. Not angry, not wild, just free. Chains melt. Guards scream. The pit ignites. You do not escape. You do not run. But when they drag you out, body scorched, eyes shut, they see what you left behind, not corpses, not cries, only a wall of black stone, burned clean through with one message: I was not yours. And for the first time, they fear the